Hello, my beautiful kings and queens. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Renee Bell, and yes, we are cooking today. No, I'm not a professional, but I enjoy cooking with love and flavor. So these are the ingredients that we're going to be using today, and I will be posting them in the description box below, so you guys check that out. And of course, we want to start off with potatoes. Please clean your potatoes well. Remove all the debrisement because we do not want to be serving people dirty potatoes. All right, so now we just want to use a fork and poke some holes into the potatoes because we want the heat to seep inside of the potatoes to cook the potatoes evenly. Using vegetable oil or any oil that is your preference, just a teaspoon. I'm going to be putting it on the potatoes because our potatoes are looking kind of ashy if you don't tell me. But this just gives it a little bit of flavor from the outing coat if you want to eat the outside coating of the potato. Wrapping it up in some foil, we need all that heat to stay inside of there so that the potato can cook evenly. Now for the flavor. All right, so I'm using 2 tablespoons of Haitian epis. You guys can comment down below if you guys want to know how to make authentic Haitian epis. Going in with some paprika, I'm going to be using a total of 1 tablespoon. You guys will notice I go back in and add more of the paprika. I'm using 1 teaspoon of garlic powder and 1 teaspoon of onion powder. You guys will notice I love using onion and garlic powder. Of course, I can't forget my black pepper. I'm using 1 teaspoon of black ground pepper. And of course, my ultimate favorite seasoning is complete seasoning. And I'm using 1 tablespoon of complete seasoning so everything can seep in. Oh yeah, my favorite, red crushed pepper, because your girl loves some spice, and I'm using 1 teaspoon of spice and 1 teaspoon of Creole seasoning. Oh my gosh, Creole seasoning, guys. And of course, a teaspoon of lemon pepper, because you gotta add that in your shrimp so everything can come in together and just, pop in. I don't know, it's just so everything can just seep in together. I know you guys are wondering, like, how does she know how much she's adding without using the measuring cups or tools? In a Haitian household, they start you off pretty young, and you can just tell by your eye. And you know the quote where they say, my ancestors tell me when to stop. Yeah, that's pretty basically it. Using 1 package of Sazon seasoning. Sazon seasoning is so bomb, y'all. It makes your food look good, smell good, and taste good. Look how beautiful that looks. All right. Using paprika, I'm using 2 tablespoons of paprika into my chicken breast. And remember that with chicken breast, it's water-based, so sometimes your flavor tends to get out. So you want to add a little excessive of flavor so everything can taste good, because when you feed it to your family and friends, they're going to be like, bueno. All right. So 1 teaspoon of onion powder and Creole seasoning. Creole seasoning, bomb. I'm using 1 teaspoon of Creole seasoning into the chicken breast, and complete seasoning, I'm using 1 tablespoon of complete seasoning. Of course, we got to use the red crushed peppers because your girls love some spice, and that's approximately 1 tablespoon. I'm using 2 tablespoons of Haitian epis. Please comment down below if you want to know how to make some authentic Haitian epis, and I got you. Using the adobo, I'm using 1 teaspoon of adobo and a pinch of Old seasoning to not overpower all the flavor. You get what I'm saying? Because Old is pretty strong. Of course, we can't forget about our chili powder. I'm going in with 1 teaspoon of chili powder just to make sure that the spice stays intact in our chicken breasts as we sear them a little. Just look how beautiful. Perfecto. All right, y'all. Excuse my pan, the way it looks, but that's how we make that good finger-looking food, okay? So you're just going to have to excuse me for that. Adding 1 capful of vegetable oil on medium-high heat. I'm just testing with my fork to make sure that my pan is hot enough to add in my chicken breast. And I just love the sound of when the chicken breast hits the pan. It's just oddly satisfying. Note, guys, note this. When you have all the flavor left into the bowl, please add a little bit of water and add that into the pan, because that's still flavored and you don't want to waste that. And I just cooked each chicken breast aside for 1 minute, and then you just go back and forth so that each side can cook evenly. And really, it just looks so beautiful. And I wish you guys could literally smell this, how beautiful it looks and how delicious it smells. Just look how delicious. All right, let's get with our shrimp. Our shrimp looks, I don't know, our shrimp looks so beautiful. And really, I'm not frying my shrimp. I'm really boiling it because I didn't want it to have like a browning effect. I still wanted it to stay intact with its color, and I just wanted it to just, you know, stay nice and well, because sometimes when you tend to cook shrimp, you don't want to overcook it excessively because it turns out to be rubber. So you want to at least cook the shrimp for approximately 5 to 7 minutes. And you guys notice I did taste it, and I went back to add in some more spice and flavor just so my shrimp can come out bomb. And guys, it did come out bomb. And voila, deliciosos. I didn't get an A in Spanish for no reason, y'all. All right, adding 1 tablespoon of unsalted butter into the saucepan of medium-low heat. I'm adding 2 tablespoons of garlic cloves. And I'm just gonna let this cook for approximately 1 full minute. I don't want it to be excessively brown, but I do want it to cook thoroughly so that we don't have that garlicky, uncooked taste. So yeah, then I do want to go in and add 1 cup of heavy cream. Yeah, 1 cup of heavy cream to add into the saucepan, and we want to let that simmer in the low medium heat, and I am going to let that simmer for approximately 1 minute. Adding 1 teaspoon of ground black pepper, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, and 1 teaspoon of garlic powder into my sauce. I was really trying to see, like, how am I gonna make this sauce taste really well? And as I tasted the sauce, yeah, it wasn't doing me no justice. So I know that I had to go back in to add a little bit of seasoning to not just I didn't want it to overpower when I added the cheeses into the sauce. You'll notice that I went in and I'm adding some Velveeta cheddar cheese, and I'm adding a handful of cheddar cheese, and I'll be adding a handful of parmesan cheese. Like, look at the bubbles, they're oddly satisfying to me. Yeah, so adding a handful of parmesan cheese, and just let those all melt in, and you notice that it's making the sauce really thick. So I'm just gonna let my sauce simmer for approximately at least 3 minutes, just so it can thicken up, but not excessively, because that means you have to start over, and we're not trying to start over. First time has to be the charm for us at the moment. Yeah, so just remember to taste as you go, and you can go back in and add in a bit more flavor if you want to. And guys, please do not overpower your sauce. Just let it thicken up some more, and once you started to see those big bubbles, if that makes sense, I'm not a professional, I just like to cook with flavor and love. That's when you know that it's time. All right, so our potatoes are done. How beautiful. So we're just gonna check to see if it is cooked. So if your fork is able to just slip in easily and come out clean, it is done. Perfect. So we're just gonna slip that bad boy open and let's get to the filling. Please be careful when opening up the potato because it is extremely hot and you do not want to get burned. We're gonna go in and we're going to scoop out the center of the potatoes and make the filling for our loaded potato. So yeah, just be very careful. As you guys can see, like my hands are sweating just from the heat because it is really hot, and this just came out the oven. All right, to make our filling, I'm adding a pinch of cheddar cheese and 2 cupfuls of heavy cream. Using sour cream is optional, but I like my potatoes to be a little creamy, so I am gonna add 1 tablespoon of sour cream and just mix that in together. You can mix it in till it gets really soft, or you can just leave a little texture in the potato filling. Then I'm gonna add a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of onion powder, and a teaspoon of black ground pepper, and mix that in. And you guys will notice I'm gonna be adding a pinch, like literally a pinch of salt, because we don't want to over flavor that, because if it does happen, yeah, your whole meal is basically ruined because it's gonna be really salty and we're trying to reduce the sodium. Filling up the potato, the filling doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to at least fix it all nice before you serve it to your loved ones. And with our chicken, you can add as much chicken as you want to, but I just wanted to add a bit just for decoration purposes, and because this was a small potato anyways, and I didn't want to overpack it. And adding our beautiful shrimp on top of our potatoes and some cheese. And this is where you can go all messy if you want to, or all delicate if you want to. Adding some cheddar cheese, some parmesan cheese, and of course our sauce on top of it. That looks so beautiful, and it tastes so good, guys. I wish you guys could taste it. If you did make this meal, comment down below and let me know how it came out, because this meal came out bomb. And we're gonna place this underneath the oven for 5 minutes. This is the finished results, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this tutorial. This was bomb. Until next time, guys.